I'm kind of excited. I'm going to try out a new tool I just got. I ordered this piece of aluminum through the mail. Just an aluminum rod, 1/2 inch by 6 inch, 1/2 inch in diameter, 6 inches long. $7, Amazon, right to my front door the next day. And I'm going to try it out. I'm looking forward to it. That's really it, man. I'm looking forward to this new tool I got. That's it in a nutshell. That's all she wrote. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm dying to try out this new tool. And that's it, man. Wish me luck. So the best way to try out my new tool would be to make a rocket. Because if I can make a rocket, well then I can make anything. That's my theory. So I can make a new rocket with this tool. Then I know that there's nothing that I can't do. So I'm going to try out my new tool. And it's a larger tool than what I'm used to working with lately. So that means I'm going to have to use a little bit more composition and material. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah. Well, the first, when I ran the clay nozzle, that felt like it went well. So I will continue on. I got a new tool, anybody who cares. I got this 1/2 inch aluminum rod in the mail. And it's just for a larger diameter tubes that I roll. And I'm going to try this my new tool out, basically. That's it. I'm kind of excited. I hope it works. If I could make a rocket with this new tool and this new larger size tubes that I'm rolling, then I can make anything. So if the rocket goes well, then everything else should. So away I go. Wish me luck. First increment felt good with my new tool. I'm going to take my time and try to do it right, not rush it this time, because since it's the first time with this new tool, I just make sure I do it right, that's all. So I don't disappoint myself. So I'm going to need to get the feel for everything I'm doing here, because it's a different size tool, and I'm just going to have to get the feel for it. I'm hoping with all my experience, it'll come right away on my first couple tries or my first try. But I'm just really excited with this. Larger diameter means stronger, bigger rockets. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. So I'm hoping for stronger, bigger rockets. So far, it seems to be ramming nicely. Just by the way it feels really good. Hey, Gunner Kincaid. Hello, boss. I am Deputy King. Who are you? I am Richard, Deputy King. My handle is Stale Shady. I'm an amateur pyrotechnician. I just got a new tool. I would say rocket tool, but it's not made specifically for rockets. It's just a piece of aluminum rod I got. $7 delivered to my door. And I am going to make a black powder rocket. So that's who I am. I want to open this door. The wind just blew it closed. I'm trying new things today, Gunner. So I hope things work out for me. And I got to tell you, so far, I like the way this is feeling when I'm ramming the fuel. It feels like it's going in there nicely. So I'm optimistic that this is going to work out nicely. Since I bought the new tool, I was going to break down and buy tubes, but I roll my own tubes out of gum paper, and if this works, then the heck with buying tubes. Nothing new. I'm trying to read any comments. You guys can ask me any questions you want. Thank you for the like, whoever that was. I tried using wooden dowels before, and they worked. But I figured I might as well break down and try buying one of these aluminum rods. And this so far feels really good. So far, so good it feels. I feel like I'm consolidating my black powder fuel really well. And I'm optimistic, very optimistic, that I make a beautiful rocket. And as I said before, if this works, the rocket is one of the hardest things to make. So if I'm successful making this rocket with this new tube that I rolled and this new tool that I have, there's no reason I can't make any other device. And And that's like my 6th or 7th increment, and it's going very nicely so far. I have no complaints. Maybe 2 or 3 more increments. I'll put a bulkhead on there, drill a nozzle out. This might be the last increment, and I'll put my bulkhead in there. That one was a little shady, but it was the last increment. I felt the tube tilt a little. So now I'll put my bulkhead with the clay in there, drill out the nozzle, and put a stick on and fuse it. Test her out, man. I'm very excited, very excited.
Come on and make my day, Joe.
That was one of my friends. All right, I'm going to drill out the nozzle. One of the things I noticed yesterday when I was demonstrating how I drill out my nozzles was this handle was in your view. So I went and moved the handle out of the way.
Come on and make my day,
drill
Joe.
Out this right here. I'm going to drill out a hole through the clay and create a nozzle. That's it. I know I hit the fuel. So I'm going to put a fuse in there and we'll try her out. You guys can't see what I'm doing. So you can see it. And now you can see a little better. I should also put the camera on this side so the light coming in on this side so you can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, that's a little better. So you guys can see what I'm doing. I always cut my fuse on an angle, more surface area. A little bit tapey tape. I had tape around here somewhere. I don't know where it's at. So I'll go to plan B. I'll just wedge something. Oh, I'm going to need tape for the stick. Going to need my tape. I must have dropped it. I can't think of anything. I just used it. Sorry, you guys. I try to be more prepared, but... Oh, here it goes. Right on my foot. Perfect. A little bit of tape. Tape the fuse in. Stick it. There's a stick. I want to get a lighter stick. This stick feels lighter. I used this stick once before. No reason I can't use it again. That's getting your money's worth, right? stick it and light it. This is my new tool. If this works, I'm going to be so psyched. I didn't think I'd be able to go up a size like I did. I moved up a size. I still don't know if it's going to work, but I felt good about the whole thing. Let's go light her off. Felt really good about all that. So I'm going to light her off. Here we go, man. Normally I make, as for a comparison, see how that's slightly smaller? And I used a drift like this. Well, now I got this larger piece of aluminum, so I'm going bigger this time. So let's see if it works, you guys. I'm very excited. If this works, I'm going to try all kinds of, I'll make Turbillions and Saxons. Because before it was just too small to work with, but since I moved up in size here, if this works, it's a shame you guys won't be able to see this. You'll see it go, you'll see it take off, and I'll try to follow it with the camera, but usually you can only see these things at night. Let me see, I might hit the trees. I want that to fly more straight up. Or maybe out that way. I want it to go straight up. That's going straight up. Okay, you guys, let's cross our fingers because this is a new tool for me. And it's windy too. Hang on, I'm gonna have to cup it with my hands. Gonna have to cup this. Now the wind's coming this way. Now the wind's going that way. There we go. Nah. Okay. No, I'm not. I have to try that again. I'm live streaming. I see what happened. The clay plug blew out. So that worked well, but the top clay plug blew out. So I got to put a better clay plug in for the next time. That would have worked. All right. That didn't take too long. I'm going to try it again. Okay, we're still there. So I know my mistake. I know what I have to do. Put a piece of tape on one end. Make sure the tool fits. Add some clay. Clay's really just kitty litter. I see what's going on. Yep. This is better for ramming. So I'm hitting it a little harder this time. A couple more whacks. Get a stronger clay plug going this time. questions. Hi, Enos. Very cute name. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. One or two more increments. This I'm still testing this. Doesn't have to be a full-fledged rocket yet. If I can get it right on a small scale, then I can get it right on a full-blown scale. So one more increment. I'll plug it, put a bulkhead again. This time I'll take it further from the house so I don't scare my dog, though. Scared my dog when I made that loud noise the last time. Let's put the clay plug in, try it again. This time I'll put a bigger clay plug in there and hit it a little harder. Make sure the clay plug doesn't blow out this time. The trick is that the tube's not perfect. I try to hold that rod straight up and down. I could put a little hot glue in there. That would be a guarantee. I might do that. I'm going to put some hot glue in there. Take me a couple minutes to warm my glue gun up. I'll put a dab of hot glue in there, and that'll solve the bulkhead problem. I can still draw out the nozzle though. I'm going to try making the nozzle a little wider. Give it a little bit more thrust. These are all little tricks I do to compensate for what might have went perhaps maybe wrong. Okay. So the nozzle hole's a little larger this time around. I'm going to put hot glue for the bulkhead this time around, so I can still stick her up and get her ready. Looking for a good stick, you guys. Just hang in there. There we go. I got a good one. This is a good stick. A little big, actually. I'm going to lighten her up a little. There we go. That's better. Anybody just tuning in, I got a new tool, slightly larger than my 1/4 inch size. This is 1/2 inch size aluminum tool. And I'm trying to make a 1/2 inch diameter black powder rocket. The last one exploded. That could be for a couple of reasons, but I'm pretty sure it's because the bulkhead blew out. Pretty sure that's why that happened. So I made the bulkhead a little I hammered it a little better this time, and I'm also going to drip some hot glue in there. So I'll fuse it up while we're waiting for that glue gun to heat up. I wedge a little extra piece in there to hold the fuse in. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm putting this little piece, extra piece of fuse, instead of a piece of tape. There we go. That'll hold the fuse in a little better. Hopefully my glue gun's heated up now. A couple dabs of glue in there for a bulkhead. Can you guys see that? Looks like you can. The gun's not quite hot enough yet. Another minute. This is straight black powder. It's pretty fast fuel. The fuel's pretty fast. Oftentimes pyros will put charcoal to slow their fuel down. But I'm going with the fast fuel. Trying to do this so you can all watch it at the same time. There you go, so you can still watch me. I know what I'll do. I'll push. What I do is I push a new stick. I push a new stick in, sort of forces the glue out. There we go. There we go. There. Perfect. Unplug my glue gun. Let this harden up. Now my bulkhead will not blast out. It won't pop out like that last rocket did. If I were to put a header on this, I would drill a hole in that clay and sprinkle a little bit more black powder and put a header, an explosive, or a display on top. But since there's no header on this or anything, I'm not going to drill out the bulkhead. I want to get a successful flight first before I start getting fancy. So this time I'm going to take this down the lake because I frightened my dog the last time. And I don't want to frighten my doggy again. So, Green Funny, you're back. I remember you when we were chatting last night when I was walking the dog. I'm setting off one of my fireworks today, Green Funny. I have a new tool, and I'm taking it down the lake this time so I don't scare my doggy. So I'll only be a minute. The lake's right out back. So here I go. I'm going to do it. My only thing is, I hope I lose reception. I'm going to do it on the side of the house. There you go. And hope it doesn't blow up this time and I'll get yelled at if it happens again. So I don't want to lose reception. I don't want to disappoint you guys. I want you guys to see this. That's pointing straight up. I wanted to see the lake. I only saw it last night. Thing is, Green Funny, if I walk down the lake now, I might lose reception. But listen, I don't want to scare my dog, and since you're asking, I'll walk down the lake. Since you're with me, Green Funny. Oh, there's a car down there. Looks like they're leaving. Listen, I don't want to make anybody angry by doing this. That's the last thing I want to do. They're not leaving. I'm gonna give this another 30 seconds. Now they're pointing up at me, for crying out loud. I might do this from the side of my house. I'll show you the lake another time. I'll do this right out front. How's that sound? Right out front of my house. This way I can close the front door. I don't scare the dog. I don't piss anybody off. And I still have reception. I'll show you the lake another time, bro. During the day, you deserve to see it. You're one of my regulars. So there. Right off my deck. Let me close my front door. And now if she blows, if it blows up, I won't have to listen to her complain. Also, I don't want to scare my dog neither. That's the truth. I really don't want to scare my dog. I'm trying to set this so it goes straight up. That should go straight up, as you can see. That should fly straight up. So here we go, guys. Hopefully it works this time. Uh-oh, it just moved. Perfect. You guys, that was perfect. So now I know I can do it. It's going to land on my neighbor's yard, but he's cool with me. So yeah, now I know I can do it. It didn't Cato. I knew Cato means catastrophe upon takeoff. The rocket didn't blow up. I know I can do it. So I'm super, super duper satisfied. So I'll tell you what. Let's try making something else. Let's try making what's called a Turbillion. I'll show you what I mean if you're interested. How'd you like that, man? No more. I told you I wouldn't. Getting yelled at. I wouldn't get yelled at if I didn't scare the dog. I don't blame. Look at this here. I'm going to wait till nighttime. I got a live stream scheduled for Friday night at 7:30. I'm going to make a couple of these guys. And I'm going to make several devices. I'm going to make some mines. These things here. I made that one yesterday, but they make a little noise. So I'm going to wait for my live stream 7:30. See, it's all ready to go with the fuse and everything. Just shoot some stars up into the air. Normally, I just yuck it up with everybody and talk and answer questions, and I don't mind doing that. That was good. Thank you, Green Funny. And Semi said hi. These are all my regulars who I chat with when I walk my dog, everybody else. There's a lot of folks watching me today, Semi and Green Funny. So I want to impress and continue with the fireworks, you guys. So let me pound out. What should I do? I want to make a Turbillion. That is a firework that spins. Let me put the front camera on. It spins around. And I cut these wings out. I'm going to put the wings on the tube. But you got to drill holes all in the right place and everything so it could actually fly. So this is really an experiment this time around. So, but I think I can do it, man. I've made them before, and I can make them again. So it'll take me a few minutes to pound out another tube with black powder in it. I'll go a little smaller this time around. Take less time. I'll use I'll use my 1/4 inch tool instead of the 1/2 inch, and we'll speed the process up. So I got a tube ready. Already rolled it the other night. I put a piece of tape on one end. Gonna ram my clay plug now, or the nozzle. For a Turbillion, this is going to be a clay plug. I'm not going to drill out a hole. And you guys will see what I mean in the end. A Turbillion's a very advanced firework for it to fly right. So if this flies, it might be luck. Some skill. This type of, what I'm about to build now is a little bit more sophisticated. And I'm experimenting with them fins. I used to buy fins, but I'm too cheap. So I'm going to try to make my own set of fins this time around. So I'm going to ram some black powder, drill the holes, and try to make a Turbillion firework. A Turbillion uses centrifugal force. What's that called when it spins? Not centrifugal. Stabilize. Spinning, it stabilizes itself by spinning, and you'll see. Yeah, that's why it's tricky. It's the whole reason why it's tricky. You got to get everything balanced just right. Not just a flat out rocket with a stick on it. This is going to be a little bit more tricky. Surprised this many people are tuning in. I'm glad people are interested. So I always ram my black powder in increments. Anybody new? You can't do it all at once. If you do it all at once, it'll definitely not work. You'll definitely blow it up. That's called a CATO, catastrophe upon takeoff. So, got to do it in increments, you guys. I'll try to hurry. Sounds like somebody's weed whacking out there. Person's gonna find the rock, land it right on his front lawn. When I do my live stream on Saturday, it's scheduled. I'm going to go into detail and talk about every little step I do. So if you guys try this, when you guys go to try this at home, I'll try to explain myself more clearly. But now I'm just rushing through, and I'm basically just consolidating my black powder fuel into this tube. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to drill out holes in certain places in the actual tube. But I'll explain as I do that and why I do it. And I hope it works, man. Again, this next firework I'm making is more advanced. It's not bigger or anything. It's actually smaller, but to make it fly the way it should, you got to drill all the holes just right. And it's been years since I made one, but I remember. It's just like riding a bike, you don't forget. Things are all coming back to me, all my mannerisms and where I stick all my stuff. It's all coming back to me. So the idea when I ran the fuel in this one, I got to really fill it up pretty far all the way this time. That's the idea. And I'm going to plug my glue gun in now so you all don't have to wait any longer than you have to. So I just plug my glue gun in. Can't believe this many people are actually interested. I'm so happy. I'm not complaining. Lots of people are watching. I hope I don't disappoint you guys. That rocket went nicely, so you got one for your money. My drill bit just fell. I gotta find that drill bit that just fell. I'm gonna find that drill bit real quick. Stand there, it goes. I don't want to lose my tools. I don't have any tools, many good ones. Gotta sharpen my bits. That's one thing you learn how to do is to sharpen your bits, because oftentimes you dull your bits out quite often. It's good to know how to sharpen your own bits. And one of the reasons why these rockets blow up or Kato is because powder's not consolidated right. So I'm trying to make sure I get this right. Take a couple extra whacks at it and look at it real good. It looks consolidated well, but you don't know until you lay it off. With any luck, this might be the last increment. We'll see. Not happy with that. You see that more consolidated. What I'm looking for is a nice flat piece. You can just look at it and see that it's packed tightly. After you do this a while, you get to know what it looks like. All right, I'm gonna cap off this end and I'm gonna start drilling. And this ain't gonna be a rocket this time. This is gonna be one of them Turbillion devices. And you'll see what I mean. Okay, I'll plug the glue gun. As soon as that sets up, that hot glue, I'll start drilling her out. And I'll explain exactly what I'm doing as I'm doing it. But I gotta wait till that hardens up a little more. Another 30 seconds or more. Any funny one-man thing you won't? Okay, well, my boy, you were there last night for me, my man, so you're important to me. I know you're there. Thank you. See, that glue's clear still. As soon as it turns like a whitish color, then I know it cooled off. Doesn't take less than a minute, so a little bit of patience. I meant you won't disappoint me. Okay, I hope I don't, you guys, because green one, because this device I'm making now is a lot more sophisticated than just a rocket. And I will explain to you exactly what I mean here. What I'm gonna do, you guys, is see, I didn't wait. I gotta wait till that glue sets up a little more. Maybe if I spit on it, I'll wet it with my spit. There we go. That'll cool it off a little quicker. Oh, I love the taste of gunpowder in the morning. All right. So my plan is, you guys, is I'm going to drill a hole like here. And that's going to be where thrust is going to shoot out. And then I'm going to drill a hole on the other side, exactly opposite of that. So the way I'm going to do that is I'll put a line here. So when I look down the tube at the other end, I'll know that it's got to be somewhere in that area. So I got a hole here. I'm going to drill a hole here. And I'm going to drill a hole. I'm just going to have to eyeball this, you guys. I'm going to try to drill a hole right here. And those are going to be thrust holes. So this device is going to spin like this. But now I got to drill 2 more holes on the bottom. We'll call it the bottom of the device. And that's what's going to lift the device actually into the air. So one thing I need to do is find the point of balance. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm balancing this on. So, okay, the point of balance is pretty much in the center. So I'll draw. Okay, so I know what I'm doing. I'll explain once I make my marks. So I'm going to drill another hole here and another hole here. And that's going to, when I drill the holes there, that's going to be where the thrust also shoots out in addition to these guys on the side. And that's what's actually going to lift the device in the air. And since it's going to be spinning, it'll be stabilized by spinning, just like a bicycle wheel. That'll stabilize it. And that's these 2 holes is what's going to push it up into the air. So here goes nothing, you guys. Here goes nothing. So I'll do the first bottom holes first. I'm going to speed this up a little. Speed my drill press up a little. My bits are dull. There's one hole. Well, I don't want friction. I definitely don't want friction. There's the other hole. So these 2 thrust holes, that's what's going to push it up. Now I'm going to put a hole here and a hole there, and that's what's going to spin it. So one hole here. Let that cool off. I don't want friction. Okay, I'm into the fuel, so I know that's good. That's hot too. I gotta let that cool a second. So I got one side vent. These are called vents, by the way, when you drill on the side. That's one vent. There's the other vent. Okay, so I'm done drilling holes now. So I just made these fins. I hope this works. I used to buy my fins, but now I made them. So I got to pay attention to my own design for a second. So it's going to be spinning this way. Is that right? No, it's going to be spinning this way. To me, that's counterclockwise, but to you, that's clockwise, because I learned that everything's backwards when you do it that way. So it's going to be spinning that way. So the fin, I got to put these fins like this thing in order to create lift. Let me double check my eyeballs here. No, that's going to push it down. I want it to push up. Why am I seeing this backwards? That's going to push down. I'm just going to bend this the opposite then. Just do it opposite of the way I had it. The thrust is what really lifts it up. The fins are really there for decoration, so I don't have to go crazy with this. Okay, so I'm satisfied with that. If you can see the bottom vent holes, that's what these bottom thrust holes are going to push it up, and these side holes are going to spin it. So I'm going to take this on, secure it. As soon as I find my tape, sometimes I hate myself. There it goes. When I rush around is when I get messed up. Okay. Make sure my thrust holes are pointing down. Put a piece of tape on this. Okay. Now I gotta fuse it. This here is what's called quick match. This burns super, super, super fast. And the idea behind this is that I want all the holes to light at once. Oh God, my neighbor's pulling up. He's gonna have to understand or come back that I can't stop what I'm doing. The show must go on, my neighbor. So. Yeah, let me tell her you're here. I'm sorry, you guys, but I gotta do what I gotta do. So let me get this out of here so you can see what I'm doing. So basically, I'm gonna put quick fuse on here. Oh, you guys are still there. Thank you for hanging in there. I'm gonna put quick fuse on this. So all the vents and thrust things light simultaneously. So that's what I'm doing now. So, all right, this fuse burns super, super fast. That's the type of fuse I'm gonna need. Accidentally covered the hole. So, quick fuse in there. Some quick fuse in this vent hole. I don't like that. It seems a little better. I'll just tape. I know what I'm going to do. I'll explain to you when I'm done what's going on here. I need to expose some of the black powder right here. My poor neighbor probably just wants to talk, but unfortunately. Okay. So what I did is I exposed some of the core of that fuse. So it all goes off at once. And I'm going to tape it. looks good. And I'll run this into here. And then I'll put another piece of quick fuse in that last vent hole. There we go. Beautiful. Well, not beautiful. It ain't long enough. There we go. All right. We're getting there. Rome wasn't built in a day. Wish I had a sharper blade. I do, but I'm just rushing this for you guys. Shouldn't rush things, but I am. So, alright. And then I'll take a piece of, I'll take this to this, like so. You can get a little sloppy with tape because it all just burns away anyway. And that's what I'm doing. I'm being sloppy. It's not working. That's better. Okay. I'm getting there. Almost done. So, what you're seeing here, all this white fuse you're seeing here, that's all quick match. It's called quick match. Instant fuse. So, when I put one fuse onto all this, and this green fuse here hits this quick fuse, all four of them vent holes are going to light at the same time. If this works, it'll be a miracle, okay? But this is all, it's not theoretical. People do it all the time. But I'm rushing this, and I shouldn't be rushing it, but so many people are watching, I don't want to bore you guys at the same time. So, all right, so I just need to put a piece of fuse, put some time fuse onto this. Let me secure it with some tape a little more. Flatten everything down. This way, when she sits on the ground, everything will be good. Okay, so I'm just going to put a piece of the time fuse, the 5 seconds per inch fuse right there. And again, it's going to light all four vents simultaneously. Hopefully. Again, if this works, it'll be a miracle. So I'm going to expose a little bit of that. I'm going to get a razor and expose a little bit of the black powder, and I'll tape this green fuse to it. Let me get a sharper razor. I have a sharp razor right here, brand new razor. Oh, what a difference. Gosh. All right. I'll put my green fuse just like that, and I'll tape it somehow. Right there. So here we go, man. So it's going to spin this way. it's going to spin that way. To me, that's clockwise. To you, it's counterclockwise. So that means since it's spinning that way, these fins got to push this up. If air hits that, it's going to push it up. So, okay, I got that right. That's why this is going to be a miracle if it works. All right, I'm going to take her down the lake and set her off. I'm telling you, the chances of this working aren't so great, you guys, but I'm glad you at least got to see the rocket fly. And I'm going to practice with my technique to get this to... When this doesn't work, I should be more optimistic. But when this doesn't work, I'll see what I did wrong, and I'll get it right the next time for you guys. All right. So that's the bottom. It's going to spin that way. Let me double check this. I only get one crack at this. It's going to spin this way, right? Is that right? Yes. No, wait a minute. I only get one crack at this. I'm going to do this right. So the thrust holes are on the bottom. Thing I got to do is get my lighter. Oh man, I'll make a short. I'll try the video. No, I can't make a short out of it I can't do two things at the same time. I don't know what to do, you guys. I'm sorry, but I cannot scare my dog. I have to light this away from the house. The router to the regular phone data, and everybody's coming back on too now. I just noticed. Let me warn the person watching the dog, and I'll tell them to turn up the music or something, and I'll do it right out back in my house so I don't lose the connection. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. Sorry, you guys. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have to take some flack over it. I'm gonna do one more.
Wait, get in here.
I'm live. What's up?
Live?
Yes.
Man, I don't get a chance to talk to you.
Just one more. Hopefully it won't blow up.
You gotta stop letting them things off around here. You're drawing too much.
All right, you're right, but
To the house.
last one, I promise. Oh my God, I'm getting yelled at, you guys. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it at the house, and if it blows up, it blows up. Sorry. So I'm gonna leave the phone just for a second so I don't lose connection again, and I'm gonna walk down to the lake and grab that device, and I'll be back in 2 seconds. All right, so hang tight, you guys. Just setting the phone down. I'll set it on my lawnmower, and I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry, you guys, I'm back. All right, this is what's going on. I made a spinning device. It should stabilize itself by spinning, and then it should shoot straight up into the air. There's a lot of shoulds in there. And when you have a lot of shoulds, things don't work all the time. Right now, I'm just trying to get the speed.
Come on and make my day, Jules.
Okay, so here we go, man. Wish me luck. If it works, it'll be a miracle. It worked. I can't believe it worked. It worked. It spun, and it went straight up like it was supposed to. And it didn't blow up. I'm so friggin' happy. Yes. I'm gonna go try, no. But it worked. Yay! I'm so happy. Yo, 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 I'm very happy. I made it. It worked. It spun, it stabilized, and it went up like it was supposed to. All 4 vent holes lit at the same time. It worked like a dream, like a wet dream. No, you didn't hear that. It worked like a dream. So, yo, 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 yo. So, oh, man. Listen, I'm going to make a couple more devices, and you guys, thanks for hanging in there. But that's all the things I may light off today. I might light another rocket. I don't know. I don't know what I should do. I got so many people watching. I don't want to disappoint. Let's pound out one more rocket. But I told the person watching my dog I wouldn't light off anything else. I'm sorry, you guys. I got to keep my promise to my dog and the other folks. I'll make more devices in front of your face, but I'll have to light them off at another time. I really apologize, but I got to keep everybody happy. So, but I'll stay on. I'll keep live streaming, and I'll show you how I make another rocket. That's the best I can do. I apologize again, you guys, but I cannot scare my dog. I can't do it. There is a part of me that has some morals, believe it or not. A very small part. But I'll show you how I make other devices. When you guys stream with me, if you're back on Friday for my scheduled live stream, I promise I'll light a bunch of devices off on that live stream. And I'll make sure I have a good signal. I'll do it like in a parking lot, totally away from my house, and none of my neighbors can complain. A lot of people don't like fireworks, man. And that's why I stopped doing it in the first place years ago, is because I was the only one that liked it. Everybody else hated it. But I'm going to make a couple more devices. I'm going to light that off Friday. That's a pinwheel. That'll work. I'm going to light a couple of them off Friday on my live stream. I'm going to make a couple more. And I'm going to light off some of these mines. That's going to shoot stars into the air. I'll load another mine right in front of you so you see how I load my mines. That'll be a quick little lesson for you guys. I'll show you how I load a mine. So that one's already loaded, but I'll grab another one. Here's another one. There's nothing in this tube. It's just a regular 3/4 inch tube. I'm going to put a fuse in there, some granulated black powder, and I'll put some stars down in there. It'll take 30 seconds to see how I make that. So this is granulated black powder. These are stars I made a long time ago. These are little points of light that you see at night when you see a professional fireworks display and you look up in the sky, and each individual point of light equates to one of these stars. These happen to be blue stars, these guys. And a lot of time and energy goes into making these stars. Not only do you make the stars, but you got to prime them. And that means you got to coat them with black powder so they're guaranteed the light. So, all right, enough babble. I'll show you how I load up.
Come on, that makes my day,
How I
Joe.
load up my mines. So basically, I just put a tablespoon or two of granulated black powder. And I'll make a whole nother stream on how you granulate your black powder. This is the way it comes out right out of the mill, right out of the ball mill. This is what black powder looks like right out of the ball mill. See how it's powder? But in order to granulate it, you got to compress it into like little hockey pucks, and then you break the hockey pucks up. It sounds weird, but that's what you have to do. You got to compress it, and then you got to break it up again in order to get to a certain size. That's the goal you're trying. That's a certain size, and this way it's more consistent. You know what you're doing. You know how to measure it. That's the whole reason you granulate black powder, so you can measure your fireworks more precisely. So, all right, so what I'll do is I'll put a fuse in here. So very simply, I just put a fuse in here. All right, you guys see that, right? I'll put a little piece of tape on that to hold it. And then I'll put a little bit of granulated black powder in the tube. That's plenty. And then I'll put a couple stars in there. There's 5 stars. I'll put 6 in. I'll put 7 for good luck. There you go. 7 stars. That's a little full, but it doesn't matter. And then I stick a piece of paper in the top, and that provides the compression, or that confines the explosion a little better. And that way, you get a better, more oomph. There. So when that black powder ignites, it's confined. It wants to go, but it has nowhere to go since it's confined, and that's what will blow them stars, like, 50 to 100 feet in the air. I'll light, so I got 2 of them now that I'll light on the Friday live stream. I'll make a couple more, actually. I'll make 4 altogether. I'll make 5. There's another one sitting around here. So I'll make 5 altogether, and I'll line them up on a board or something, like so. And I'll have fuses coming out of each one, and I'll have one fuse slightly shorter than the other. So it goes boom, 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 like timing. Boom, 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 boom. And the way I'll connect all 5 fuses is with this quick match. I'll tape all 5 timed fuses to this quick match, and that's how I'll light several devices all at once. So there was a quick lesson on how to make, these are called mines. They're called mines, M-I-N-E. So that's what I'll do on Friday night. In addition to that, with the pinwheel, I'll make a couple more of those Turbillions for Friday night. I already did this like a week ago. Look at the size of that Turbillion. I'll put 2 drill holes. I really prepared this too. I drew the lines on it and everything. So the measurements will be perfect with this one. I'll make a Turbillion. This is 3/4 inch, this size here. That's the largest that I've ever done live streaming yet. So I'll make a Turbillion out of this. That'll be on Friday night at 7:30. I'll make a few rockets. I'll make a couple pinwheels. I already showed you, but I'll show you again. I'll make a couple pinwheels. And if I have the time, Friday's only a couple days away, I might make a large mine. A large aerial shell, they're called. Aerial shells. That's 4 inch. and that's 6-inch. That would be a 6-inch aerial shell. So I might, here, I'll show you guys something interesting while we're on the subject, while a lot of people are watching, and this is important. This here is a commercial bought festival balls. You drop these balls in there and they shoot up. This is a commercial bought firework. But I put high powerful reports in there, really high powerful reports. A little too powerful. Okay? You see what happened? That was a mistake. Do you guys realize the forces involved that turned something like that into something like that? This is thick tubing. That's HDPE, high density polyethylene. It's supposed to be foolproof. But when you modify your stuff and you go a little too big, that can happen. But I'm going to be more careful from now on, and I won't let that ever happen again. So, okay, and I'll try to think of a couple more devices to make. I'll try to have 2 or 3 of each. But just for right now, let's make another rocket. I'll take my chances. I'll take it down the lake and we'll shoot her off. I'll take my chances. I'll try to get, I'll walk far away from the house, and that way the phone reception will pick up the T-Mobile, consumer cellular data will take over instead of my router. I'll walk far away from the house, and hopefully you guys will see a rocket. But anyways, I'm going to make another rocket for you guys real quick. That's what I'm going to do right now. So, one more rocket.
Come on and make my day, Juve. Come on and make my day, Juve.
That's one of my notifications. I don't want my friend to hear that. I'm looking for a tube. I didn't roll. I'm not prepared. I should have rolled more tubes and I didn't. I don't have any tubes rolled. I got some drying on my front deck. You got to soak them in water for a couple minutes. But if they're not dry, then I can't use them. But I'll check to see if they're dried up yet. It is sunny and hot today. They might be dry by now. Hopefully these guys are dry. What I do is I take gum packing tape and I roll my own rocket tubes. You can buy them, but they're expensive, man. I get a whole roll of gum tape. I can make 100 rocket tubes for $5 or $10 for a whole roll of tubes. And when you buy rocket tubes, they're expensive, man. They cost a couple bucks. And if you go through Fireworks like I do, I can't afford to be paying for rocket tubes. But anyways, they look dry. I'm gonna make another rocket. And I'll try to explain in details. Why not, you know? A few people are watching, I might as well. I'm starting to crush my tube a little. I hit that a little too hard. You don't have to hit it that hard. You don't want to crush your tubes like I just almost did. That's one thing. If you buy your tubes, they won't crush nearly as easy. I make mine. Everybody dropped off, so it's just a couple of us. I'm glad that many people tuned in, though. I'm glad that many people got to see, but everybody dropped off. Can't keep your attention forever. I'm glad they got to see what they did. Now I'll ram more clay to create a bulkhead. That's the kitty litter, right? Remember that? Create the bulkhead. Let's drill her, stick her, and shoot her off again. You don't have to take this tape off, but I'm taking it off. There's that solid clay bulkhead I rammed. Oh, great. The whole time it's been the wrong side. Sorry, you guys. The whole time it was the wrong side. But, oh well. All that for nothing. Oh well, sorry. Live and learn, as they say. So I'll fuse it. Stick it. Would help if I stick the right thing. Fuse fell out. Put a little piece of tape to help with it. All right, I'm going to take this one probably out of range. I apologize. Your best bet would be to hang in there a couple more minutes, because when I walk far away enough from the house, I'll come back into my cellular data range. But I cannot light this out back of my house. I'll get yelled at again. And I can't scare my dog. I can't do that. So I'm going to walk down the lake and make sure I have my lighter. Gonna take it down the lake and give her a whirl. I want to shore up that flimsy. Just want to shore this up a little bit. Piece of. Since the stick was so flimsy, put a little piece of reinforcement in there. Oops. So I'm going to take her down the lake. And again, reception's going to drop out. But when I walk far enough away from the house, the mobile data should pop back in. And if you guys feel like telling me I'm back on, because I know I'm going to drop off. If somebody feels like saying, go ahead, mister, go ahead. Or if anybody, one of my regular subs come back online, you can tell me, go ahead, Rich, it's ready. But I'm walking away from the house. I'm walking down the lake, and the phone's going to drop out any second because I'm going away from my router. But again, if you hang in there a minute, probably a minute at the most, the mobile data will kick in, and hopefully you'll get a signal again. So I'm going to just talk to you guys. What I'm trying to experiment right now is I want to be out there. I know I probably lost signal because I walked away from the router. But if somebody wants to tell me that they can still see and hear me, I'll wait for that signal to hear me. So that's what I'm hoping for. Anybody out there? If somebody tells me that that my cellular data came back, and I'll go ahead and light this. I'll want somebody to tell me you're back on. That's what I'm waiting for. I walked away from my router, and my cellular data should come on. So somebody out there tell me I'm either on or off. If I want this a Y or an N, well, if I get a Y or an N, it tells me I'm on. So the numbers just went up, and that tells me I'm on again. So I hope I'm back on again. That's all I can say, because nobody's telling me that I'm on or off. The numbers are going up. Am I on? Am I back on? Because if I am, then that'd be good. We'll get this over with, and I'll shoot her off, man. Anybody? Am I back on? Can you hear me now, right? One of them deals. The numbers went up again. So that tells me I'm on. So here we go. Black powder rocket. Made right in front of your eyeballs. Wow, that went up high.
Come on and make my day, Joe.
Okay, well, I didn't bother anybody. That rocket worked out well. I'm gonna sign off now. But I really enjoyed showing everybody how that worked. It worked out well. I only had one slight dud. And I'll do another live stream again shortly. But the one on Friday's definite. 7:30 Friday night. I'm going to make several devices. They're already made. And I'm going to make sure everything's 100% good, so you guys get to see it. And I might make a couple live streams before Friday night, but that's a definite. I have it scheduled. So that's it. I'm done boring you guys to death. I'm going to say goodbye now. It was nice talking to you all. Have a great day. Thank you for watching, man. I do appreciate it.